Mobile Tech RX, the app that helps you make more money.
Don't forget to grab your Magnatech mat, available at most PDR tool distributors.
Ladies, gentlemen, children, if there are children listening, we apologize. But this is the PDR Tool Time podcast. We have Mr. Vince D'Alessandro, Mr. John Renstrom, me, Hudson Tansey. The Grominator, Grandpa Grom, is... What?
Down and out.
What? Oh, you're not pointing to me. I thought...
He was pointing out everybody as you were introducing us.
Well, okay. Well, see, we're different on the screen. So I'm like, what is Vince pointing at?
Well, this is the one that's being recorded. So
Yeah.
the right one.
Oh, there you go. Grom's out. He has a little bit of a back issue, and he has been down and out since like Sunday. He tried working on Monday and did not agree with him. So it is just us three gentlemen. We have a few things we wanted to talk about. We're going to have some new segments that we start bringing up on the show. Today, we're going to try out one of those new segments. We'd love to get your a little bit of your input on it, if you like it or not, on the podcast, on the PDR Tool Time Facebook group, if you like it or not. Simple as that. Vince, looks like you got Mel's handlebars.
Yes. I'm rocking the handlebars these days. You know, it's a little bit more pronounced when I shave.
Yeah.
You know, the stubble is gone and it's just full on handlebars. So
yeah, and it's kind of gross how it kind of like comes out at the end there. Yeah, that's pretty. That's
You got to work it together. You know, it's it keeps it nice and tight and keeps a fluid look going all the way down the face.
The problem is not symmetrical. One side grows better than the other side. So one side looks like I've been thrown in a fire pit and burnt a little bit, you know, the hair off, and the other side's nice and full. So I don't know, you know, I'll just hide behind the mic like this. This is the full side.
All right. So what are you drinking there, Vince?
Oh, I got some Angel's Envy bourbon this time.
Okay.
It's a port cask bourbon.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I had quite a bit of that when we toured Angel's Envy, and I think I still have a bottle in the basement just waiting to get done.
Yeah. I'm doing my best not to drink alcohol right now, but I got this.
The Chico Loco Tapa Loco.
The Topo Chico mineral water carbonated.
See,
trying for some ASMR here.
Well,
that was so satisfying. But gentlemen, if you have Topo Chico, you have to finish it up with some limes. And
sure. And I'm guessing that our Mr. John Renstrom up there is sucking down some Gatorade. Pedialyte.
I Gatorade, and I dumped a little fruit juice in it to try to, I don't know, liven it up just a little bit. You know, just mix it up. I mean,
so here's a tip, everyone.
If you have to put a lime in your water, you're going way too much effort for. I mean, I dumped a little fruit juice in here, and I thought I was getting all fancy with it and stuff. But you're throwing limes in your imported mineral water. I mean, that's out
Here's
there.
the deal. Tech tip on Topo Chico: take a sip of it first before you put the lime in, because if you don't, it'll overflow.
Are you supposed to put the lime in the coconut?
A lime in the coconut and stir it
Drink
up.
it all up. Yep. So you squeeze that bad boy right on in there.
What?
Now, I still don't have clear balls. My balls are still cloudy.
I see that. You got to work on them balls.
Well, I got another fridge, so now I have room to get that fancy ball making machine that you guys talk about. That you can put.
Hey, here's the thing about when you have that bourbon ball that's crystal clear, because it is so much harder, it actually takes a lot longer to melt.
True.
And it will last for an incredibly long time.
Guys, can you hear this? Can you hear this?
Sort of, kind of.
Well,
once I edit it, the sound is going to go away.
Yeah. Can you hear this? Is a game you don't play with a guy who wears hearing aids. I'm just throwing this out there, man.
And a guy that needs hearing aids.
People are like, can you hear that squeak in my car? I'm like, I'm lucky I can hear you. That's just being realistic. And if you get a little more annoying, I'm popping these puppies out and going into silent mode.
Oh, man. Hey, Vince, you went live today at Anson.
I did.
And what were people talking about the most whenever you did that? What seemed to be the hot thing?
The hot thing is that inline pick handle for the hub tools.
Yeah.
People have been waiting on that. And I think that's going to be pretty incredible because it kind of rounds it off. What else do you need? You need a T handle, a regular L handle, or whatever type of handle you want to call that, and then an inline, and it pretty much rounds off the whole thing, right?
That's going to complete the trifecta. I mean, it's going to, I need one more T handle. So my plan is to pick that up if we make it down there in May.
Yeah.
And then I hope to have the two inlines.
There's no ifs. You got to come in May. I mean, this is going to be epic.
Hail will be what throws the wrench into it. That'll be what screws it all up.
I had a customer come in today from Wyoming that moved out of Spearfish because he was so sick of, he still has his body shop in Spearfish. And he's like, screw that place. I'm out of there. I'm the only hail shop that has never done PDR on it out of my shop in Spearfish. I don't want to throw names around because maybe you know, maybe you don't, maybe, anyways, he was buying some big old PDR tools today, some hot boxes and stuff like that. And
he was like proud that he'd never done any PDR.
Well, he's a PDR guy, but his shop in Spearfish never did PDR. It was just strictly body
like collision.
Yeah.
Was this an older guy?
No, what do you consider older? Maybe 10 years older than you and I, John. Maybe
yeah.
50s?
So really old. Super duper old.
Yeah.
No. Older. 10 years is older.
Yeah.
He had more gray hair than both of us.
Yeah. Speaking of those handles, Grandpa Grom posted a picture yesterday that seemed pretty interesting. He took the Carbon Tech Craftsman tip handle. Yeah, so the little yellow the yellow end plastic one from Carbon Tech, and he screwed that into it somehow.
Who would have thought that it was 5/16 or not 5/7? What's the size, John? 5/16
for the 5/16 by 18.
Yeah, 5/16 18 thread. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So
that's fun.
Man, if I seem distracted, I'm really sorry, but Snap-on's website absolutely blows donkey. That is just, thank God it made the old Anson website look good, and the new Anson website makes this thing look like a piece of crap. I'm just trying to look up one item, and it's an absolute nightmare.
If it's ain't on the truck, then I don't want it.
Well, the good thing is with that, and this is not even a segment into anything, but I just wanted to mention websites. We're hoping to have our app up and running by the start of hail season for Anson.
You are getting an app?
We are, yes. The app should be up and running probably, in the next month or so here. We're jamming, man. We're moving in our new location. We got apps, we got websites, we got stuff. We're making it happen over there.
You pretty much got to today, man. Nobody's going to go to a website when they can just poke the button.
Oh, they're going to the website, but they will poke the button.
Well, the thing is you can turn a website into an app. Like I can make an Anson app.
I'm going to stop you right here. I'm going to stop you right here.
Okay, stop me right here.
That's a 3-step process, and you've already gone 2 steps beyond most dent guys.
Which part of the website, or just getting a name?
Creating it on your phone as your own. I have plenty.
Yeah.
And I do it all the time. But it's like, as somebody who's had to walk people through some simple processes at times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just build an app and let them download it. It'll be much easier. It takes them to the same website. Functionality is the same.
It makes me wonder, John and Hudson, maybe dent guys should be having apps on their phones for their companies as well. Maybe for wholesale, for wholesale accounts. I'm just spitballing this now, but
it's
maybe
not easy. It's not cheap, isn't it?
They are super cheap now. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, an app would have cost you $10,000 or more. Now it's in like the low thousands, like $1,000 or even more.
Quite honestly, if you were going to do it, it seems how you threw out the spitball on this idea, and I've already worked on an app. You could easily launch in through like camera, where you could have icons for taking that photo from that 45 degree at an appropriate angle. I mean, you would be able to control a lot, and you could easily have that up on your website. Just download our app. A lot of us have return customers, and it's another way of COVID protection for your consumer base.
Well, that is a valid point, John. And what about the fact that, you have to ask permissions nowadays to send people emails and to spam them, quote unquote, spam them. Doesn't exist if they download an app. You could send them push notifications whenever you want if they have their app.
It's weird. I don't know. I could push back on that a little bit, but I don't care to.
But you're not a strictly retail mobile guy. So that's
I just I have repeat customers. I have a lot of repeat customers, but I don't know if I have enough that would warrant them downloading an app completely. Like, you got a problem if you need a dent guy that regularly that you need their app.
What about a wholesale guy? What about a wholesale account that the guy has? Say, do you have any lock guys that walk around and tell you, hey, Hudson, we know you're coming in on Tuesday. I need you to work on A, B, and C, and do D, E, and F on Wednesday or whatever. Does that happen at all? Do you consult with anyone?
No, I'm kind of weird. I just show up and they give me a list and I fix what's on the list.
Right, that list. Someone composed that list. What if they were on an app and just took a picture of every car and sent it to you, or uploaded it to an app to say, these are the cars. You're at home sitting on your couch, and I'm just spitballing this. Right off of my brain. You're sitting on your couch and you're typing in that data's coming in.
How is it the two old guys are over here like, let's just nail some new technology? And it's like, that's because I could. I just don't see it. Like, there's people that are app people. I'm an app guy. If you look at my phone right now, it's ridiculous how many apps I have. Mm-hmm. And my wife makes fun of me for it. But my wife, to get her to download an app, it's got to be a miracle. Like, it's a miracle app. And so I don't know. It's a silly. We didn't even plan on talking about that.
No, we didn't. I know. We just went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, we have a guy coming on here later, and I don't want us to go too long so that he's not sitting around waiting around. Sorry, that was me.
Well, he has an app, so we'll ask him about that. You know what? I'm going to send him an invite right now.
Send him an invite.
Invite is sent.
Invite is sent.
We're going to ask him about it.
Are we going to talk to him first before we talk about our next segment?
I don't know. What's our next segment?
Our next segment is our new segment that we're going to be trying.
I'll just mute him if he comes in here.
Okay, let's do that.
We'll finish next segment and then move on. All right, next segment is brought to you by.
Who is it brought to you by?
I didn't know we had segmented sponsors here.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to be having a little couple of changes here in the PDR Tool Time podcast. I was
actually going to drop something in there, but go on.
You probably will. But the people watching, what's going to happen? They're going to be like, "Is this just going to go blank screen?"
All right. Well, let's do this because someone's wanting to get in. So before we go to that news segment, we will stay on the topic. I am talking slowly, so he might come on. Okay, so we are going to stay on the topic of apps because we have a special guest with us, and he knows all about apps. And
if you're watching, he's already on the screen.
He's so dreamy. Look how dreamy he is.
Yeah.
Man, he just showed up, right? And we're all in his bedroom. Man,
You're too pretty to push hail, boy.
I'm just hoping. I guess we woke him up or something. The bed's back there. Hair's all messy. This is a video now.
The magic happens, but you can tell there hasn't been a whole lot of magic lately.
Oh yeah. Well, you got enough kids. What's up, Dan?
This is Dan Ontrop with PDR Contractors. We thought we'd bring him on the show because we all know we've already had one hailstorm hit this year. So that means this season is about to get a rolling. And before you do that, you need to make the right connections, know the right people. And if for some reason you don't have the right people, this is where Dan is going to be able to help you out. Even if you do know the right people, Dan will still be able to help you out. Dan, give me a 20-second synopsis of what PDR Contractors is in case no one knows what it is.
Are we timing this?
Go.
PDR Contractors is a networking technology device to promote. Our mission statement says it in 10 seconds: to connect, promote, and advance the paintless dent repair industry through technology. So we're just doing that through a network online to reach thousands of people all over.
Now, Dan, You're third year now, right?
Yeah, we just finished our second year. Year number 2. Pretty good time to do a startup with COVID, but
yes,
yeah, we launched 2019 January at MTE. So we just finished up our second year.
Now, for our listening audience and for our watching audience, we've had Dan on the show in the past. He's talked about extensively what goes on with PDR Contractors. We're bringing him on again because things have changed along the way. And, with COVID, I'm sure just like every other business like ourselves, we've had to shift a little bit and make changes and whatnot. But I think at the end of the day, the principle is still the same, which is to connect other technicians with other technicians, right?
Yeah. So it was no different for us, with COVID. My year looked a little bit different. I'm a hail chaser. So that was a little uncertainty going into this year, but I was planning on taking a little bit more time off the hail season this year to focus on a lot of the upcoming things that people are going to be seeing with PDR Contractors in the next 30 days.
Right. So what for a new technician that's just getting on board, thinking about doing some hail chasing this year or devoting their life to hail chasing, what do they need to do to get involved with PDR Contractors?
Yeah. So one of the misconceptions, since I'm a hail chaser and that's what I do with non-dent hail damage repair, is a lot of people think PDR Contractors is just for hail technicians. It's for the whole PDR industry, and it can be just as beneficial to a local PDR tech as it is a hail tech. In some markets, more beneficial. So with PDR Contractors, we have a public network that promotes our members directly to the consumer for retail lead generation, and then we have a private network for subcontracting needs where people that are local technicians that just received a catastrophic hailstorm, they can find verified technicians quickly and efficiently. And then staffing companies that we've been developing a lot of relationships, especially over this last 3 months with all the new dev work we've been doing, where they are now sourcing that technology to efficiently staff their storms on a national scale.
Okay, so very simple. Like, say there's a storm in, Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm the local guy that just works at the local Chevy truck dealership and occasionally at the Ford one down the street when the other technician in my town can't fix it. And next thing you know, boom, I get nailed with hail. And there's, tens of thousands of cars hit in my area. What the hell are you going to do? Most guys don't know what to do if it's something catastrophic like that. There's something to be said about that. Trying to broker your own storm and stuff like that can be difficult. And there's guys out there that are willing to come on and help you as an independent as well, right?
Yeah. So everybody has different options. Me personally, I go after everything I can and kind of figure it out. What PDR Contractors allows is that independent technician that doesn't have a catastrophic storm frequently that doesn't have a bench of technicians that they can rely on and call. We're giving them the power to staff those storms. So they don't have to be fearful that when their local market gets hit, they have no one to call. The technology has done that for them. The bench is already loaded. So,
and it shows everyone's certifications, what they've been, and all the different things, if they have insurance, if they're a Multec RX user. So if you're going to look for someone to staff your storm, you can see all that beforehand. You can even see if they're available for work, if they're willing to do R&I, all that kind of stuff. But this is stuff we already know, that we've talked about in the past. So what is the new stuff that we can, if you're on PDR Contractors, you can probably look forward to some new things coming up?
Yeah, so I'll do a quick rundown on what we've been working on for the last 4 months pretty heavily. A lot of this stuff, it takes a long time to get all the prep work and all the dev work done before we launch it. We were trying to be ready by MTE. We kind of got, fortunate that MTE got postponed because we were going to launch 75% of our updates, but we're just going to hold off and do them all at the same time. So it'll be more efficient for everybody. But just a real quick overcap, from 2019 was our first year. Everybody knew this would take some time to get going. And I'd like to, say thank you to our members that jumped on early. It was a huge leap of faith for them. A lot of the guys had worked for me in the past with me. A lot of local guys that I've made relationships with. So they were the early converters. But from 2020, just to give you a recap of what we've done, we had almost 35,000 clicks from Google to PDR Contractors to the site.
Wow.
Wait, how many again?
35,000 clicks.
To PDR Contractors from Google?
Yeah, to PDRcontractors.com.
Wow.
We invested $19,000 in Google AdWords. And how that works is that's straight from subscription money. So we invest a minimum of 20% of all the membership dollars directly back into Google to work for its members to promote them. Our website user increased 410% over 2019, and our total page views were over 66,000. So we are working diligently to promote our members. A lot of it's behind the scenes. I hired a guy specifically for that that's based out of the Seattle area that has extensive background in all of the technology. So he's in charge of business development and promoting. I'm more on the operations side. I've got to push dents to make a living just like everybody else and to, keep this machine running. So that's what we did in comparison to 2019. So, just to give you a snapshot is the train's moving. We got the locomotive moving, and we're going to keep putting more coal in it. And then what's coming down the pipeline is we're doing a complete facelift on PDRcontractors.com. So we're all in, man. We're reinvesting, and included in that facelift, by the time this episode airs, we're going to be expanding into Canada. So PDR Contractors is going to cross the border. We're going to welcome all those Canadian techs that want to be part of our platform. We'll be reaching out to you guys, via Facebook, email. We've already have some Canadian insiders that I'm, good acquaintances with. So we're going to start promoting that, and we'll have those guys on board for this upcoming hail season. And then the most exciting thing is through all this outreach and feedback, I've personally touched every single member prior to the renewal. So just this last
touched
week,
them.
Yeah, and above the belt, but it's all good. So just last week I had 56 conversations with PDR technicians. That's time consuming, but it's great because it lets us know what we're doing right,
sure,
and what we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
So we're always taking feedback.
And can I stop you and attest to that? Because I called you because I'm a PDR contractor member and I'm not a Hill guy, and I was like, dude, how's this helping me? And you're like, you know what? I'll look up all the stats for you. And he sent me everything I asked for. I'm like, look, how is this helping me? And he sent me to let me know how many people found me through PDR Contractors.
Yeah. We ran an analytics report on your profile and your market. And we've got it now where we can track when one of those 35,000 users comes to our site, we know exactly how they navigate it. We know if they click on your phone number, on your hyperlink to your website, on your hyperlink to Yelp or Google reviews or LinkedIn.
I was just like banging websites like a mad cow over here. So racking some numbers for a couple of people in South Dakota.
Yeah. So they'll see exactly where those are coming from. So obviously you're not going to see Danridge, Tennessee showing up over and over again. I'm sitting in my basement all night paying my kid money to my kids bang on the computer. It will not only show you how many unique visits you have, it'll show you exactly where those visits came from. There you go. John's showing it on the screen right now.
I could share if you want to share there.
Yeah. So we can get really detailed. And what that's doing is we're just proving ROI to our members. And we have total transparency. Some members, we're averaging nationwide 1 to 2 retail leads per month per member. Now that's dependent on the market, how many people are in that market. It depends if you have online presence currently or if you have none. Obviously, if you're doing your job and you have a banging website and you spend ad monies, on your personal business, that's great. We're not going to be as efficient for you as a dent technician that has no website presence at all. But that's what we're averaging. So our ROI is, well exceeding our annual membership cost, and that leads us into what's cool is our new tiered membership plan moving into the first quarter of 2021.
Okay.
So, through all the feedback, right now we only offer an annual subscription for $299 a year.
Yes.
We're going to expand that.
Pennies. $290, the deal already, but you're expanding it.
Right. We're going to expand it and give basically multiple different options to every PDR technician that'll fit for everyone. So we're going to move from 1 to 4. So they're going to be a free plan, absolutely free, no credit card required. You'll have limited access and features, but it's free, no cost at all.
And what do we get with that?
So you will get added to the private network. So we will not spend any ad money on your membership because there's no money coming in from revenue on your membership itself.
Okay.
So you will not be on the public facing network in our ad campaigns, but you will be in. Yeah. But
a local tech can still find you on PDR Contractors to hire you.
Exactly. You will be in the subcontracting private network. You'll have limited features in that private networking, but you'll be in there. You'll be seen. And that's what's extremely important. Even if you guys don't want to pay for a membership, go to pdrcontractors.com, join, and be visible.
No, you pay for it because no one wants to hire a cheap guy, right? Who wants the cheap guy? This guy's probably fixing dents with rusty old whale tails. Yeah. Can't even afford a $299 membership.
So the next membership plan is the seasonal plan for $99. That is going to be a 90-day membership for $99. So we've listened to some of these hail guys that say, hey, when I'm done with hail season, my tools go in a storage unit. I don't touch them until next spring. Yep. Perfect. We're going to give you a membership option for that. I can relate. I'm the same way. I haven't touched my tools since July. So
full access for $99?
Full access for $99.
Right. Okay.
For 30 days or 90 days?
90
days. Yep. 90 days. So, and then the annual plan for 299 days, which is what we offer now. And then what we're most excited about is the premium plan. This is really going to shake some stuff up, guys. And this is directly from feedback we've been receiving from the consumers, from technicians, from staffing companies, and all the likes. What people are telling us is they want more vetting, more transparency. They want to know who they're hiring and who's coming to their house for mobile repairs. So the premium plan, we're going to promote industry recognized ARC and BAIL certifications, both to the private and the general public. So both communities. When the general consumer sees it, we're going to have a hyperlink that explains what those certifications are. So if you are a certification holder of either of those two platforms, we will verify you first to make sure you completed that course, and then we will promote you both to the public and private network. We're going to verify insurance coverage. So what we're doing now is we took it a steps further, and we used to allow guys to check a box that said they had workers' comp or general liability, but it was just too messy because a lot of guys would carry it and then not carry it and said they would have it, maybe not have it. Thought they had it, didn't have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to verify those policies. So we're adding on your profile page an upload option to upload those policies. We'll put an expiration date on it. When it expires, you'll get notified, but you'll have that as a digital record in your profile. So you can have that anytime with you in your device all the time. And then what it also does is the staffing companies or the local technicians, they know you have it right now. So when they call you to come to work, they don't have to worry about you having to, call your broker and do all those things. They know
wait a week, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to do that. We're going to promote the general liability insurance to the general consumer also to let them know that you are fully insured in the event of something goes south on the repair. Very important. Another thing we're going to do is annual background checks. So for technicians that want to opt in, we will be using an independent third party powered by Good Hire.
I'm out.
An annual background check. Yep. Yep.
You're going to piss so many people off here, and I'm okay with it.
Why? I'm interested. Yeah. Why would somebody be upset about that?
I will add something to that. The technicians that are going to be using PDR contractors, the people that expand and push their business, they're not going to have a problem with that.
No, I agree. I'm just, look, here's the deal. I think everyone gets there's some people that get a second lease on life, and there's people in their past that have a felony because of something stupid they did when they were like in their young 20s. That shows up on a background check for the rest of their life. And so I know there's some good guys out there that were just stupid as like an 18-year-old or whatever. And to where that would affect them. Now, I'm not saying there's a lot of guys with a lot of felonies that are still just complete douches. They're just not good people. And they probably shouldn't be working your storms, but I could just see it ruffling some feathers. That's all.
The beautiful part about that is we're not dictating if that technician gets hired or not. We're letting that be the decision of you, the employer. So if you see a technician that has an annual background check that's completed and verified, it's up to you, what you do with that. If that person's a registered sex offender and he's a felon and he's got a DUI on his record,
no, absolutely.
In his early 20s or something like that, and he's like 46 years old or something. Who cares?
Yeah, it won't show anyways because after 7 years, it's off the record.
Right.
So and we will have no sensitive information. And the cool part is you'll get a copy of it. So you'll get a copy just like we get a copy, and you can use that copy to promote it however you want to promote it in your local market.
Yeah.
It's powerful. And we also know just from the conversations I've been having, there's a lot of things changing in this repair industry. And I can tell you that in order for the PDR community to start getting noticed by the people that are stroking checks, example, insurance companies, they want as much information and as much credibility as they can have if they're going to take us seriously. And if we're going to bypass the collision centers.
And let me add something to Dan, because you know a lot about this stuff, and you've done your research. You've done a lot of stuff. I've talked to agents. I've talked to insurance adjusters and higher up adjusters along the way, and managers. When they go into a shop, say my shop in California, Dents No More, I'm already rated before they ever walk in there. They know if I'm a legitimate company or not. They have their secret rating that knows, hey, look out for this guy, this, that, or, he's known to pull fast ones. However they do it, they're not really sharing with me that stuff, but they already have you tagged before that adjuster's ever walking into the shop. And they know if you're like a fly-by-night company, they know if you're, a chop shop, they know all that stuff before they walk in there and they know what they could get away with and what they're not going to get away with as well.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're just adding more transparency. We've got nothing to hide. And none of these, if you're a premium member, these are all opt-in options. So if you want to be a premium member and just have your Vail certification and your general liability and workers' comp opted in, that's all you do. You don't have to opt into the background check. It's just a perk of it. It's all included.
Yeah. And for the record, I'm not against that. I just know that I think there's going to be my prediction would be some people are upset about it. So
trust me, I've been a dartboard for the last 2 years, so.
And what's the premium membership cost?
$499 a year. And then we're also going to add a 20% discount to the contract template package. If guys are interested in that. So that's a savings of $350 on that.
Is there still a check mark for certification for hybrid and electric vehicles and all that stuff too?
Yeah.
There will not be after the update goes through.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the reason for that is we looked at how many business options we had. It was getting a long list.
Sure.
We looked at it and said, okay, percentage versus membership, so if we have a checkbox on there and it's 6% of the membership base, at this time, we don't deem enough relevancy to be clogging this up, So there's certain things that once it hits a certain threshold, then we'll absolutely work it back in, but everything's changing all the time.
Yeah, sure. And that's one of those things that was affected by COVID as well. Within 18 months, I had 200 technicians certified, and then we hit a brick wall. So, we'll be back there with that. So.
Yeah. And then on the premium membership, we're going to do marketing. The members will be included in ongoing PDR Contractors social media and marketing efforts. So we're going to do some more promotion for those premium members. And then we're going to send out a swag kit to them. To say thank you. We're going to send them a hoodie, a t-shirt, a koozie, a sticker. We're going to load them up with merchandise and let them, those are our proud members. So we're going to let them show the support and wear that gear. And the premium membership's got a lot baked into it. If anybody has any questions, they can hit me up at info@PDR Contractors, but we're really excited about that. We've had a lot of positive feedback. And at the end of the day, we're allowing those technicians to separate themselves from the pack if they want to.
That's awesome. That's great. I've always believed in you, Dan. I've known you for years. Ever since we talked about a story last week on last week's episode, how we actually met and what happened at Universal City, and you had my back from day one. I knew you were a good one.
All of this, at the end of the day, we couldn't do any of this without the members, so I had a vision. I thought it could work. I was confident, but, you don't know. And then, the members have really pushed it through. And by the time we launch all this new dev work and we get up and running, we'll be over 500 members strong. So it's a testament to what people are looking for. And like I said, we haven't done everything right, but we're learning and we're making those connections. And like I said, the numbers prove it, from the increase from 2020 to from 2019. And all of that was through the pandemic, so we're going for it.
I'm excited for you because, granted, we went through a pandemic last year. The majority, I've been at Hanson now for 8 months. There was not a lot of griping going on there. There was plenty of guys. Not a lot of people lost money last year in the paintless dent removal industry. If you did, something probably was catastrophic in your life that you weren't able to make a living.
Probably shouldn't get a background check.
No, maybe. But, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy that your business is growing. This has been a vision of yours for quite a number of years now. You talked about it before you even implemented it. And I'm proud of you, little fella. Come a long way, Mr. Tan Altra.
I appreciate it. We still need that support, guys. I mean, even, that's the one reason we wanted to get this tiered membership plan out there is, we've wanted to go to a freemium option for a while, but there's operational cost that, is huge, so we're doing what we can on a shoestring budget. But yeah, I mean, it's the members that make it all. So.
Awesome. Well, Dan, anything else you want to add before we go?
I think the one thing is, and you local guys out there that are not prepared for hail season, take the next 30 days and get a plan together. Whether you talk to me with PDR Contractors about contract template packages, whether you talk to hail chasers in your local market, talk to somebody, prep for a hailstorm. If it doesn't happen, oh well. But if it does happen and you're not ready, you just lost your lottery ticket. So get prepared, and get to PDR Contractors and sign up. You just PDRcontractors.com, go to the join. We'll vet you. You submit your application. We make sure you're a legit dent guy, and then we'll let you into the network.
Yeah. And you know what? Any smart business is preparing for this right now. I know over at Anson right now, we just got it in a big old pallet of lights. Oh, geez, it's February 2nd. Why are you pulling in a whole pallet of chubbies? Well, we're preparing for what's coming in the next month. You guys start knocking on the door. The same thing in your PDR. If you're a hail technician, you need to be doing the footwork now to make your life easier in the next month or two.
Yeah, don't go to the negotiation table after hail's on the ground.
Yeah,
don't do it. Do it now. So get those agreements signed, get the contract signed, and be ready to rock and roll and make some money.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, cool.
And we'll have a link to that website in the show notes for everybody to be able to just click right there. And I think we'll throw in a link to your email as well, so you guys can just
you can just,
email Dan.
If you want to throw a link, you can just put a link, pdrcontractors.com/join, and that'll bring them right to the join page where they can go on there and apply. And info@pdrcontractors.com. I'll answer any questions. Those get sent right to me, guys. So you're going to be hearing it from the horse's mouth.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'll help you any way I can, answer any questions I have or you have.
Sweet. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
You have a great one.
Thanks, man. See you, brother.
All right. Take it easy.
So that was Mr. Dano.
I like anyone that buys me a steak dinner is immediately on my good list. And Dan, we were at a place and he randomly just paid for my food one time. And I was like, okay, Dan, I see you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So awesome. If you guys haven't done it, get on it.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you have not made it to that website, if you're even curious about it, just go check it out and think of it as a person, just John Jane Q Public. Look at that website and look at the amount of information that they have. Like I said, I was clicking on a few random and opening up different dent companies' websites because you can get your retail leads through here.
Yeah.
Yep. So on to our last segment before we get out of here for the night. And
we'll just make it a fun one here. We got about 5 minutes left. Right?
Yeah. So our new segment is going to be tools that are not dent tools that we would recommend that a dent tech should have. We don't have a really name for it yet. Non-PDR tools that are tools. Who knows?
You can use in PDR.
That you can use as a PDR tech.
There are other tools PDR people need.
Yeah, there we go. Johnny boy, show us the beautiful set you have behind you there.
Yes. What you got? What you got?
So, for those of you who, if you were curious, there's 3 monitors. That's why I always look right and left. All right. So these are the Allen drivers from Snap-on, and we're going to have links to these tools. For your motorcycle PDR stand uses cap screws. So they take Allen tools and hex drivers to tighten and loosen. And what I was noticing was the cheap sockets, all of those, they start doing damage to the insides of those bolts. So this is with sales tax here in South Dakota, this is $104 for this whole set.
$104 from a Snap-on shop?
Honestly, I didn't even know it was possible to buy anything on Snap-on for $100.
$100 for a month for the next eternity, right?
Normally, but this is just $104 for this whole set.
John, are you willing to open them right now and tell me how comfortable the handles are?
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
a lot of noise in your microphone while doing it. It helps the show tremendously, especially for the podcast listeners.
Yeah. I mean, because this is the reason. Like, here's the thing with Snap-on. I realized, like, I know there's a lot of jokes related to Snap-on. Like, I have my Snap-on hammer here.
Yeah.
There is the similar hammer put out by Matco and all the other Cornwell and those other tools.
Yeah.
And when you put that thing theirs in your hand, like they're going to get the job done. But there's something Snap-on like goes into detail with their ergonomics and the comfort level of their tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, these are known as their soft grip as well. Ooh. So the actual grip of this is very similar because I have that very same hammer that you have, Hudson. Okay. And it actually feels very similar to that hammer handle. So
it's rubberized. It's hard plastic and it's rubberized in the middle, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got really good grip to be able to get that torque down on those cap screws.
And what is that, 10 inches long?
Stand.
Is that about 10 inches long?
Men are such a tough judge. I mean, this is like, isn't this 10 inches right down here? You know? So, yeah, I would say that's about a 10-inch long overall driver. It's just going to make tightening those up. You can get down right underneath that, the top crossbar.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to get it tightened up, and it's just going to be it's like having a proper dent tool. It just makes the job that much nicer.
Yep. And that's for adjusting your motorcycle tank vise and other things? Okay.
Yep. That's strictly purchased for that.
Huh. All right, I'll get into mine. Mine's a little bit out of left field, right field, whichever field you want to do. And I think this right here will make you more money than most people realize. All right.
I'll challenge it, but show it up.
Here you go.
First aid kit.
This is the Hot Logic Mini. It has a cord attached to it.
Is it a fanny pack with a cord attached to it?
So what it is it's basically a hot plate and a heat thing. So I bring my lunch to work every day. Okay.
Same here.
Okay, and so I don't have a shop, John, so I don't have a microwave. So anywhere I go, anywhere I am, if I'm wholesale, whatever. So you open it up, it's got this reflective material, and then you got this hot plate. You can take a completely frozen TV dinner, put it in there, close it up. Don't be laughing.
But you have to plug it into a 110 outlet though, right? So do you have an inverter for your car?
Yeah, if you're a dent guy and you don't have an inverter in your car, you're an idiot. They also sell ones that do just plug into cigarette lighters if you want that as well.
Okay,
but here's the deal.
I'm thinking you're like going to your retail shop, call the first call of the day. Excuse me, can I use your outlet? I need to plug in my sample. So it's warm.
No.
Done. And
I mean, you can just plug it straight. Here's what I do. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. Since I'm mobile retail, or on a mobile retail day, I will go, and during the drive time from one place to the next, if it's around lunchtime, I just plug it in, and by the time I get to my next place, I just go, and then my food is nice and hot and ready to go, and I eat it before I do my next job right there in my car.
Now I'm going to throw out a couple of quick things here, Hudson, because I traveled with a $40 microwave for 10 years all over this country. Yeah. This thing, we're going to provide a link to you guys to Amazon for this thing. It is only $40. So you're talking very convenient. I eat, sort of like the meal prep. So that I've been doing that for 30 years in the body shop.
Yeah.
So this actually, I laugh because it's the only thing more convenient than my silly little microwave that's got like 250,000 miles of traveling around this country on it.
And realistically, Hudson, you know what? It is healthier to eat from home and leftovers and stuff like that, save money and things like that. It's very smart. And I laugh because I used to do that when I had my retail location. I would bring lunch, every day. Now I've gained 20 pounds because I eat out with the Dyers 5 days a week. You guys have seen me in person. Well, Hudson, you see me. I got a belly, man. Well,
you had a belly before. You were just in denial of it before that. Here, the thing is
I've gone up with hip size.
Think about it. If you are the amount of time, if you go somewhere to eat, how much time that it takes getting there, waiting for
money.
Time is money, man. So my food's heating up while I'm driving. I get to my next place, I scarf it down, I get ready to go. And the thing is I did the math. We do meal plans for our house. And so we have emails where they just send us, hey, here's your grocery list. This is your meal for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And we make a double portion every night. So we have 5 people here. We make to serve 8. So what we do, leftovers is what we have for lunch the next day. Mm-hmm. And that's all I eat.
I was doing that before they had fancy names for it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I cool. Guys, if you're not bringing your lunch, you're losing money. Simple as that. It's a simple way. If you want to maximize your time and your profits, just bring your lunch.
Okay. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat, Hudson. All right, Vince.
All right. Last but not least, my little tool. If you guys have been listening for a long time, and we do have listeners that have been listening, feverishly for 4 years. My tool, I'm going to reintroduce it because you haven't seen it in a while, and it's coming right over here across the screen, right about there, right? And that is my pointer finger. I still have it 4 years later, and I still have it. So this got introduced by going to MTE on accident in my suitcase. My son put it in my suitcase when he was a little boy. Now he's 14, and I still have it. But he got it at the book drive or whatever at his school. Okay. Anyways, this is a perfect icebreaker. I can't tell you how many times I've sealed a deal or made friends with a customer based on coming out to their car and pointing to their dent with this finger.
Explain what it is in case the people that are listening aren't going to watch.
Okay, well, go to the book club or the book store.
I've got links to it here to Amazon.
Okay.
You can get them on Amazon, and they call it a presentation finger pointer.
Yeah. It's a finger pointer. That's all. So I think it was probably used in schools to lighten up, the teachers, point on the chalkboard or whatever. But I used it to point out dents on a panel when I went out and did an estimate. And the customer didn't see it in my hand. I whipped it out of my shirt at the last pocket out of his sleeve. And I'd be like, you see that dent over there? And it was a good icebreaker. And it was like, okay, you know what? This guy is a nice guy. He's not going to ream me. He's got a sense of humor and stuff like that. And it was really important for me to lighten up, a stressful situation for a customer at times. There's times where they got a lease return. They think they're going to get ripped off or they're going to pay too much for something. And you're sitting there and you're making light of a situation that might be a little bit more serious and bringing it down a level. And, customers appreciate that stuff. They really do.
So I'm gonna throw that link up there. The link that I have is it's a 2-pack of them for $8, but there are a million options for these things. You can get them sparkles for those of you who are stripper addicted. So you can get ones with glitter on them already.
All right.
And so lots of options, lots of price points. But a very unique idea as a great way to help point out some stuff on a car, and
awesome,
yeah, change the entire mood. I like that.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely,
it really does break the mood, and it's a good thing. It's good. Anyways, we're moving on. We're 55 minutes into this podcast, and
we're wrapping up.
We are.
If you're listening to this and you made it to this segment and you like it or you don't like it, give us your feedback on the PDR Tool Time Facebook page. Would love to hear your input. If you think of any segments that you think we should do that you would like to hear on the podcast, please be sure to let us know.
And also, if you listen to us on Spotify, like us, share us, do whatever, subscribe to us, all that stuff. Subscribe because it really helps us out. And even though we found out that we are in the 30th percentile of podcasts in the world, we want to get a little bit higher up there. So we appreciate everyone that listens to us week in, week out. I know you don't like to press that button with your little finger, but we're asking you to
get your pointer and press it with the pointer.
Press it right there. Right there. Press that button, subscribe, like, whatever it is on whatever channel or outlet that you listen to us. We appreciate you.
Awesome.
So, Dan, what do you got to say, Daniel?
Level up your tools. Don't do stupid stuff.
Embrace crazy pointers.
And keep it stiff. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the industry and tool-related news every week.
Visit AnsonPDR.com for the largest selection of just about all your PDR tools, where you'll find hog glue and hog tabs.